All right, hi guys. So today I'm going to be running through the End of America promotion for you. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to give you the tools to be able to ride a trend when it comes. So, reason why I'm doing this is I don't know when that trend is going to come for your business. I don't know when you might be able to create a blockbuster promotion. I don't know what the news event is that is going to completely change your business and put you at the top of your game. But what I do know is that if I give you the tools today to be able to ride that wave, and you remember that this video exists and you know exactly how to spin a story when that time comes, you're going to be really, really fucking rich because what they did over here is actually kind of like playing out right now in the world. Of course, there's like backward looking bias. That's not the point of this. My point is to help you make money off of trends. They made 300,000 new subscribers through this promotion. They sold 300,000 new subscribers through this promotion. And I want to be able to show you how they did it. I want to be able to show you the mechanics of creating a new world, the mechanics of explaining anxiety, the mechanics of writing this doomsday type promotion, which is only increasing and can help you to understand like the AI doomsday type promotions and the psychology that goes behind that. Am I saying that everything in the AI side is true? I don't really know. But I do know that all of the techniques that are being used in the AI doomsday narrative is very, very similar to this, because humans just generally don't like change and they don't like big changes that completely reshape the way that their life is going um, to work, right? So this promotion is called the End of America, and I'll be guiding you through it with these few questions. We're going to be doing it a little bit more organically. I want to test a new style, and you can let me know how this goes. So with the End of America, what this promotion is going through with you is that pretty simple. End of America is going to happen, and you should do something about it. You don't have time, and you are one of the early few to be able to learn this message. You should feel special and you should get prepared. That's a whole big idea behind of this. Now, most people would think, okay, isn't this a little bit much? Right? Isn't this a little bit stressful? Isn't this promotion a little bit out there, right? Outlandish idea that not everyone's going to take up. Isn't it not mainstream? So I would challenge you to say that it isn't mainstream, but it's because of that reason that it actually sells. Because what happens in society is that there's always these first few movers in the industry, and they're going to get hate, they're going to get all these different things. And this promotion was one of the early ones. I'm not sure if they got their timing right, but they did eventually get it right, correct. And I think that what's interesting is that you can see how this is playing out in the world. So if you look at, let's say, Amazon right now with Ray Dalio, his entire like book collection is all of this. It's just end of America, basically. I mean, you can't say it, but end of countries, changing world orders, big debt crisis, all of these things are covered in the end of America in 2011. He started doing this in 2020-ish, but this promotion came first, and they were just way more fringe and way more out there. So I believe that this is a good case study for you to see how you can bring a unique perspective to the world, to your customers. So let's get into it. I'm going to go through by questions. So let's see. First question: what are the tensions and stresses? So, what would make someone even open to this message? I think it's a very simple answer, and it's this: they feel that there is something that they cannot explain. There is an unconscious little thing that's scratching at them at the back of their head, and they are struggling to articulate this feeling, this sense of anxiety. They don't know if it's correct, it's wrong. And that's where this promotion comes in to answer this, right? It makes them feel like, okay, my anxieties are not completely unfounded. My anxieties are true. And it is for that specific group of people that they want to read all of this, right? And of course, it's not technically said here, but you can take a look at the different ways that survival markets are sold, or the different ways that being practical is sold. There is this underlying anxiety that goes into making people believe in a new story, and they have to have that anxiety first in order to buy into a story like this. Okay, so what did people want to believe? People wanted to believe that, yeah, the end of the world is coming, right? They wanted to believe that they're right about it. I mean, did they like that fact? No, but they have to do something about it if they can't not believe it. That's why they read the promotion, because that's the only thing that they possibly can do when they're faced with a belief that, the world is ending, there's something going on, and I don't know why. Okay, so now, how does this promotion offer individuals a sense of control in their life? It looks like it's making them feel hopeless. If you read the first half of the promotion, let's say up till like here, chapter three, like chapter one and two, just makes it feel like there's no more hope at all. It basically says that an America is coming, different world orders have changed, and that you are essentially screwed, right? And they go through really amazing examples of this. This one I think is really good. So, because they're trying to say that, oh, your power grid is going to go out. Therefore, I was a control engineer, my duty, basically, the guy's like an engineer. He said that, oh, I had to turn off power on my own family and I had to come back home to a dark home because I was the guy, the middle income guy that got screwed over in Britain when they didn't plan for it properly. Then there's inflation, there's commodity prices, and all of these different ideas that just keep selling the end of America. So all you need, it doesn't follow a very, how do I put it, clear copywriting framework, but it does keep coming back to this one big idea. And that's what I really like about this promotion. And it's extremely coherent because if you take a look at it, there are so many examples in here. There's a price for gas, you have your Britain example, you have shipping, you have uh, uh, Britain's discontent, inflation, you have cotton prices, you have global superpower. What else do we have? Another example of inflation. Where do we have? Complete ridiculous inflation story. So this is like, I would say, a more interesting psychological technique where it's like loss aversion, where you really blow up the negatives of it not happening because people only think about the negatives. This is more like thinking fast and slow style. So this is really, really interesting, right? Um, yeah. So I think this is Germany. This is Germany, European country, unemployment, hyperinflation. Yeah, whatever this country is. So then they paint the story, right? This is just painting the story. Painting the story. Should be Germany. Or same thing happened, Yugoslavia. Yeah, and basically it just go through so many examples. And then once they're done with the food and the inflation, they also say that people are getting released from jail, all law and order is going to break down. Why is this relevant to your money? Not really. Not super relevant, but it is very relevant to your mental picture of the world. Because you, as a human, need a coherent vision of how the world is evolving. And if things are bad, all of the things should be bad too. That's why we're looking at, okay, is it really going to be the case that, how likely is it that people are going to be released from jail? Don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But it is a very good example because it plays into that same story, end of America, end of law and order, end of the institutions, end of this current era of greatness. So yeah, this is the ideas that are being put together here. And yeah, cutting loose 4% of the prison population and other, life benefits. So it's like, oh my God, right? Everything's going to go because at this point, they're not critical. They're not thinking critically. And your job is to to play into that fear and to create a coherent, complete vision if you want to use this strategy. So once that's done, then you basically, they're like in panic mode. They're like, my God, end of the world's coming. And then now you're like, oh yeah, but it's coming really quick. This is like the how, what's gonna happen. This is the when, the when, and then we go through the different stuff like insider trading. We bring them into the insider trading. We tell them like, oh, here's the back deals. Here is the Chinese dollar. Here is people getting out of the US dollar. Um, Other people not accepting US dollars. This is like the de-dollarization thesis here. Um, and if they're not accepting our currency, we're not going to be as strong. Um, and oh, people are not even accepting currencies anymore. People, yeah, don't like they don't trust the legal tender. So, oh, if the legal tender, the most trusted thing in the world, is no longer trusted, the world's ending, right? That is the implication of the statement. So, yeah, then we have smart people doing things, another form of proof, another form of proof, and yeah. So now we start going into the solution, which is gold. Eventually, I think that they sell a gold stock or a gold pick at the end. And yeah, so now they basically see, okay, that's a lot. That's like how many pages? There's like 50 pages of going through examples of just pure nightmare fuel. And at this point, the reader is probably very, very tired, and they feel like, this is ridiculous amount of information to consume, and like their whole worldview is being shattered right now. So now they say, okay, the reason why you're feeling this way, the reason why you're feeling uncomfortable is because there's a psychological reason. And then they talk about the normalcy bias, and they go through one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so bunch of stories just to attack that sense of normalcy and to make them feel like, okay, it's fine that I feel that, um, that there's so much cognitive dissonance right now and there's so many things that I could believe. They say that's normal, this is part of the process, and they kind of like ease them into this new worldview of the end of the world. And I can show you like, okay, you might think, oh yeah, Xander, this is just fringe promotion. People don't read this, but the truth is that it does happen, and it is happening. Like right now, you know, it's kind of the same thing. So yeah, changing world order. It's just a different tone, right? And this one's like more authoritative. I am da da da. I see this. I see that. Trust my credibility. This one is more for like, oh, brimstone, hellfire, end of the world's coming. Different styles, different tones, different audience levels. So that's something that you can pay attention to when you're writing your next ad. Um, excuse me. So now that that's done, then okay, we have US gold. Then what else? What else do we have? One safety asset. They're selling a safe asset. Da, da, da. Yeah, so they're just selling reports that can help them to. It's not a gold stock pick, my bad. They're selling reports that can help them to survive the end of America. So essentially, where should you put your money if everything goes to hell? And that creates that sense of safety for them. And as you can see, the tone here shifts from panic to more of, I would say, let's see, da 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 da, dignity, a little bit more of recommendations, a little bit more of like good news. Okay, so that's where this happens, and yeah, so they just talk about a bunch of assets that can help you during this time. Yeah, so dignity wise, no, I don't think it's that much, but okay. So yeah, this promotion is a good example of a complete and total worldview. So you have a business, a solution, a market that you want to go into. This is a very good example of how you want to create that entire world for them. You want to explain where things are going and how things are evolving. And I think that if you can do this, you can do this well, you will be able to ride the trend when it comes. I'm not sure what the trend's going to be. Right now, a lot of people are making good money off of AI at the end of the world from AI. But what that trend is for your business, we can always have a chat about it. But I mean, you know the way that trends work. It doesn't always come. When it comes, it's massive. So yeah, basically these are the tools that you can use to think about the problem. And yeah, the last thing I want to go through is like, I get that this is kind of a very, how would I put it, um, complex way of looking at a marketing problem. So this is the research side. This is like the magic trick that you don't want your customers to know, because you just want them to, your job is to feed them a simple, clean, easy to understand version of the world. So as a marketer and as a writer, you do have to do the work of crafting this story. You do have to do the work of designing these narratives for your customers. And I think that what you want to do, if you really want to look at this, is to put together, compare like Ray Dalio versus this. How are they both providing recommendations? What are the different types of trust? And how would I simplify Ray Dalio to a common man? How would I make the end of America a bit more rigorous? And by doing these exercises, you, I would believe, be able to create that bridge for all types of consumers to find their place in the world and to understand your story with the right persuasion architecture. Yeah, very hand wavy, but I think that this would be useful too. So yeah, let me know if you're out there, you're a publisher, or you're looking to have someone run more ads. Happy to help out, and yeah, I think it'll be fun. And if you want to catch a trend, let's do it. Um, yeah, that's about it for me. I will put a summary sheet in terms of like the questions that I've asked in the description below on a Google Doc so that you can use it. Then, yeah, the next time you want to hop on a trend, you can just plug that into AI or whatever. So, yeah. All right. Cheers. I'll see you. Take care. Bye.